suggest that we finish and talk about the fiscal crisis of the state?
Yeah, I was supposed to do that. I decided I could talk.
Well, I'm curious, I'm interested in the connection, you know, because we are being told that the state can't afford to take care of its people anymore.
Yeah, we're going to take that issue on, and we're going to take it on. We have a couple of people that, besides Chris, who are also interested in talking about that.
Patty, the context is that this banking crisis has become a fiscal crisis. This is the way that the crisis has meant itself. And I'm going to say that the remarkable thing about this crisis is how quickly tax revenues just evaporated. The Bush tax cuts actually worked.
Yeah.
And tax cuts evaporated relative to GDP. So tax revenues fell more rapidly than the economy collapsed. And this is the source of this budget hole. Putting together, all the banks rushed to buy government debt, whether it be Spanish government debt, German government debt, American government debt, during the crisis, because that was safe. Once they got that out and became profitable again, they no longer wanted to own this government debt because it pays a zip rate of interest. What they all want to do is they want to get rid of this government debt, this debt explosion, make it go away, and go on and invest in China and India.
You mean it's the actual bondholders who want to eliminate?
No, it's the creditors, the bondholders, the creditors, the banks. They basically said there's too much debt. We don't want it now that we're safe, and therefore we're going to find a way of getting out of this crisis. Interesting enough, and we all know this, is why they consider the tax increased revenues is only a budgetary crisis. It's not simply a budgetary crisis. All these class issues are coming into play. In the United States, we know, at least since Ronald Reagan became president, it's been the policy to tax starve our state. So in some sense, what this crisis now is simply finally trying to complete the neoliberal revolution as far as Stockman back there. You know, when Reagan first came, remember Stockman? I forget his first name, but he said, David Stockman, he said, you know, we're going to starve the state so we can cut social spending. Finally using this economic crisis to do this. And I've had debates with my wife, whether or not they're scared and they're desperate or they're being real aggressive. And I think it's both.
Yes.
I think it's clearly both because, you know, things aren't really going right for them. You know, things are going together, but the economy is really unstable, and I don't think they can get the economy going globally until they get, I mean, the powers that be capital, until they get this debt crisis behind it. And the only way they want to get the debt house behind it is going through this neoliberal revolution. And I talk about all the austerity stuff, and John and I, you know, were on the front line. We felt like this, trying to resist this stuff on a micro basis in New York City. So that was after all the federal, state, and cuts have already come through.
Yeah, I see it as basically the giant global corporations unable to see before further than 3 months out because they work quarterly and they have to make their shareholders happy every few months. And it's like it's just a downward spiral that they're stuck in, we're stuck in. The dominant media message is supply side economics, no matter how it doesn't work over and over and over again. The only solution anybody can come up with is give more money to the rich. And the rich don't, and the giant corporations don't mind. So they keep using a little bit of that money to get the governments, all the governments around the world, to send them more money, and then they use a little bit of that money to get the governments to send them more money. So all the wealth is going to squish up to the top. And the economy is not driven by supply, it's driven by demand. If people have money to spend, then they will go to the store, and when the store can't supply everything that people want, they will get investors, right? But the whole system is skewed to this crazy system that doesn't work. So that's why I started to panic. I mean, I've been following this from the sidelines for a long time, and when I saw it really coming to a head, and that the thing in 2008 didn't scare everybody into action. I mean, I thought this was going to happen 3 years ago. You know what I mean? What was everybody waiting for? My personal one demand is get off your couch, get informed, take the streets, and let's get this done, because otherwise the whole world economy is going to implode. I don't see an easy way out of this. I think we need millions of people on the street. I think we need everybody who's not in the 1% on the street. I'm hoping for maybe 5% of the U.S. population, which is about 13 million people. I think that's the minimum that we need in order to fight global corporations that are taking over the world and they can't be arrested, they can't be executed, they can't be on a jury, they can't have a friend, they can't do anything that a person does, but the Supreme Court holds them a person.
Right.
They can't serve on a jury, but they're people.
They got a lot of friends.
No, they have a lot of associates. Right? They got a lot of connections, right? They're well connected, they're well financed, and they have a hierarchical system that for repression works really well. The rest of us, we need to get freaking together and stop this. If you have any influence anywhere, I beg you, help us to stop this. Don't just go home, okay? Don't just go home. Help us to stop this before it's too late.